We've got some great footage here of the final boss of chess pulling up to the resort where they're playing the Freestyle Chess 960 or Fischer Random. What do you call it? It gets political. I've got no preference, but the pieces are all jumbled up. There he goes, getting out the car, on his way in, but he's on the ropes here because Alireza Firouzja won the first game in their two-set match, quarterfinals, so Magnus has got to come back. He's got it all to do, but he has white. Can he turn the tables here on Alireza? He kicks off with the move pawn e4, best by test, blasting off his cannon. Alireza does the same in response here. Clock time's on the left, it's classical time controls, they've got time to think. It's unprecedented, not been done before in chess 960. So g3 opens up the bishop in the corner, c6 opens up the queen. Magnus does the same with his, g6, we get a lot of copycat going on now. Both knights coming into the game. This is all I do as a commentator, show you how the pieces move, highlight the squares red. It's the extent of my skills. Knight e2, preparing some pawn breaks, and Alireza does the same, and they complete the Jenga tower. All 8 pieces stacked up on the same file as of move 5. Only in Fischer Random, right? But who's going to be the first one to try and remove a piece and not collapse the tower? Well, Magnus goes for it with rook f1, preparing f4, and somehow we've still got a floater. So Alireza does the same. Now we've got a 6-man floater going on. What's going on with those pieces? Just hanging in mid-air. So f4 played, f5 in response. We get captures here, and finally here Alireza should break the symmetry by taking with the queen. Sorry if you can hear the kids kicking off. They just got back from school. So we see takes on e4 played instead, however. It copies what Magnus did, but it's not so good because the rook can take. With check, the knight now has to backpedal, and after these pawns drop, Magnus has the edge because queen b4, sliding off to the left, pressuring this queen side here. The knight's slightly worse. Alireza's under the cosh. What should he do? Well, a5 is the best move. But what a weird move that only engines find. You really weaken the whole structure. But if queen captures, then rook b8's the idea. Supported by the queen, and then you smash through here. Weird stuff. But okay, b6 is played, creates these nasty weaknesses. Now the flip side is you set up this lovely bathtub pawn structure formation. Think about the man sitting up here, head in the bath, body down here, legs up. Very, very nice, but not ideal because d4 now comes. Where does the queen go? It's tough. If you come to the f-file, well, white can castle in that weird 960 way that we're going to see. The rook hits here very fast, your queen gets hit. If you go queen c7, d5's coming, queen g5, h4's coming. Very, very poor squares. So Alireza goes for this one, but it's one of the best options of a bad bunch. Magnus takes. Yuck, that is a disgusting pawn structure. And d5, it just gets worse. Do you allow takes here? There's no easy options. Alireza captures. We see now castles. Yes, Magnus a pawn down, but about to win it back. And this is one yucky structure. Magnus eats this for breakfast. Now the computer wants castles. Just to show you how that one looks again. Action replay of what white just did. King ends up on the normal square and the rook here. But Alireza goes rook c8. He eyeballs the king, supported by this bishop here, looking for play, but now Magnus takes and he is having some fun in this position. Knight c6 from Alireza. He doesn't want to liquidate everything on d5 here. The rook pounces, the pawn structure weak. So bishop e3, and both players now just playing logical, natural, developing moves, bringing pieces into the game, and Magnus looks for some b4 action. He wants to generate a passed pawn. Bishop f7, that is an ugly move. So many pieces on light squares here. This one with no scope to run around. What's Alireza got in mind? Well, after Magnus hops fourth, now we get g5. This is how Alireza wants to activate this bishop here. So Magnus drops, ugly square, but it pressures the pawn, supported, and now knight f2. Magnus recycling that knight back into the game. They're so conscious of climate in Norway. He knows how to recycle, and after d6, the recycling's complete as the knight re-centralizes, threatening a massive fork. Now, why was that played? Well, it supports knight e5. Now bishop e5 played, however, supporting the pawn, but watch this. Check. King sidesteps. Another check. King g7, and Magnus smashes that one off the board here. Why is he doing this? Helping repair the structure a little bit, because now you haven't got the backwards d pawn. Well, at least when you play like this, you pick up the bishops, as I was just highlighting. And if you're ever stuck for a plan, well, look at where your pieces are pointing. It's generally a good process for where you should play. So b4, now played by Magnus. He wants that passed pawn. Captures was played. In a lot of times, you'd like to capture like this to get this 2-on-1 going here, generate a passer. But of course, you can't open the king. So this pawn was played. Now we see g4, clamping on these two. Lovely move. King b2 steps off the x-ray. Rook b8 recreates an x-ray, keeps an eye on b5, but now Magnus takes advantage of the last move, looks into his bag of tricks here, and lands knight c7. He's gone deep in his Mary Poppins bag, plucked that one out. What to do? Because there's two pieces attacked. Now you can go for some knight a5, weirdness, but Alireza takes this one. It wasn't easy. Magnus picks up the knight here. We've got low time for Alireza. He's struggling, under fire. Now we get knight b5, and if you see lots of arrows on the board, by the way, I already recorded this thing one time. Mic was off, the kids weren't back yet. Now the mic's on and you get the screaming kids. Love it. The life of being a YouTube creator. So knight b5 played. Looking for these ideas of rook d7, at least it's not under attack. But the move comes anyway. There's a pin down here, king f6 therefore, unpinning, but now Magnus snaps off another pawn here, knight recaptures, rook takes, he's given his bishop pair, but he's a pawn ahead and they're connected passes, notoriously dangerous. So bishop g6, Alireza activating, rook a6 x-rays, king g5, rook a8, do you want to trade? All roads lead to Rome here. White doing so well. So rook b6 hits the bishop, supported by the b pawn, bishop d3, pawn about to drop, rook a5, e4, Alireza's last source of hope. King b3, e3, c4, Magnus doesn't care. Go as far as you want. Looks so dangerous, but the rook comes back to stop the pawn, and if you bring the king in, what else? You haven't got many moves. You can actually just bring the rook around. And what to do? There's a threat to go king c3, bishop gets kicked away, and then where do you go? You can come here, still king c3, this one chops the king entering. There's just nothing. The pawn's about to drop. Plus, you've got the other ideas of king b4 and c5. It's just grim. So Alireza goes king f5. No immediate e2. Magnus goes rook a8, and Alireza, fed up, just throws in the towel and resigns because the rook is swinging round behind the pawn here. Nothing to be done. These ones then start rolling. Black is absolutely paralyzed. This rook can't even move right now. Where does it go once c5 comes? Really, really bad. So this the final position. Magnus gets the job done. He'll be back tomorrow in the playoffs against Alireza. Smash subscribe if you never want to miss that one. And for another epic game of 960, check out the video on screen. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon.